congratulations. Well deserved, and we appreciate your comments. Wrestling has had an incredible tradition at The Ohio State University. The national recognition for the program is better maybe by one or two universities in this country. But we are extraordinarily proud of the history of what has gone on here. And let's learn a little bit more about our next inductee, David Camaione.
David Camaione, wrestling, 1958 to 1960. A Big Ten champion at 123 pounds in 1960, and subsequently the conference championship's most outstanding wrestler. David Camaione finished his 3-year career with a 41-9 record and an .820 winning percentage, 9th best all-time at Ohio State. A 2-time team captain his junior and senior seasons, Camaione led the Buckeyes in wins in each of his 3 seasons, recording at least 10 victories each year. He also was considered a top 2 wrestler for his weight class by Amateur Wrestling News during his senior campaign. He went on to become a professor of sport, leisure, and exercise science, and has written multiple books on the science of wrestling. Quote, "My emotions have been on a high since finding out. This is a wonderful, wonderful honor, and it comes at the 50th anniversary of earning my degree, so it comes at a special time. The fact that my entire family will be in attendance, my wife Judy, 3 daughters and their husbands, and 7 grandchildren, makes it a special feeling. I have been fortunate to receive a number of honors and awards, but this is by far tops of all of them. This is my 3rd Hall of Fame, but to be chosen by my school is as good as it gets. I received all 3 of my degrees at Ohio State and met my wife here, so the scarlet and gray is significant to me and my family."
For his contribution to the honor and the fame of The Ohio State University in the field of athletics, and having continued to demonstrate in his daily life those values learned in intercollegiate athletics, I am proud to present to you for induction into the Ohio State University Athletics Hall of Fame, David Camaione.
First, let me also say that wrestling is the oldest competitive sport in mankind. First, let me also congratulate my fellow inductees, the class of 2010, for being chosen to the most prestigious Athletic Hall of Fame. What an amazing record each has accomplished. I am profoundly grateful to President Tony White, the board members of the Varsity Oval, for having selected me as well, and to a wonderful friend of over 50 years, Dr. Bob Bartels, who, by the way, is receiving the University's Achievements Award just down the hall, and to Mike DeSalvo, from one of the great wrestling families in the state of Ohio, and to our outstanding wrestling coach, Tom Ryan, for their continued support on my behalf through this process. I wish to publicly thank the many individuals who wrote on my behalf, former teammates, especially Jim Kalen, who's supported my candidacy for a long time, one of our teammates, former wrestlers, coaches, and colleagues, some of whom are in attendance tonight. It is indeed a great pleasure to accept this honor, and I'm humbled to be included among the great athletes of this outstanding institution. I'm particularly proud to be a member of a list of individuals whose remarkable achievements are some of the greatest in all of sport history. During my 4 years as a Buckeye, from 1956 to 60, over 20 who competed during those 4 years have been selected to the Hall of Fame. We cheered for one another as we often watched each compete. It was a fraternity of athletes who by any measure are some of the finest to to have ever worn the scarlet and gray. I'm extremely proud to be included among them. You might recognize some of them. We've already mentioned one. Jack Nicklaus, John Havlicek, Jerry Lucas, Jim Houston, Ron O'Brien, and Glenn Jeep Davis, just to name a few. Only 12 varsity sports for men existed during my time, and one of the principal reasons for our having so many outstanding athletes during this period at The Ohio State University is because we were blessed to have some of the finest of the nation's greatest college coaches, men like Fred Taylor, Mike Pepe, Joe Hewitt, Bob Kepler, Larry Snyder, Marty Carone, of course, the legendary Woody Hayes. The leader of this fantastic group was Mr. Richard Dick Larkins, the athletic director, who throughout my career as an athlete and as a graduate student was one of my strong supporters. He clearly helped me achieve the goal of being a college coach. He was, by any standard, one of the class athletic administrators at this time. Of particular note, these coaches accumulated 19 national championships out of the 33 I believe men have today. So it could be, I'm sure, defined as clearly one of the golden eras of Ohio State athletics. Equally significant, this is a year that marks my 50th class reunion, celebrated 2 weekends ago. So this honor comes at a very special moment in my life. In fact, I would be remiss if I did not publicly recognize that the 9 varsity wrestlers in 1960 all received their undergraduate degrees on time, and after a period of only 10 years, 1970, 7 were called doctors, 6 PhDs, and a dentist. And the other 2 received their master's degree. Clearly, this is a remarkable achievement and demonstrative of the definition of a student athlete. This, by the way, was the hallmark of our coach, Casey Fredericks, who preached to us that the ultimate goal of success was obtaining the coveted degree from Ohio State University. I bring before you a unique treasure that maybe only I possess. It is a notebook required by Coach Hayes. In it, he writes, "Yours is the best notebook, exclamation point. I'm proud of this kind of work, exclamation point. Woody Hayes, A++. It has been a treasure with me for 50 years, and I will state unequivocally, you will not see it on eBay. About that state up north, during each of my 3 years, I lost only one dual match, to MSU, to U of M, and to Iowa. As a senior, I dropped to 123 for the Big Ten, and I'm pleased to say that I beat up on the Iowa guy, the M fella in the semis, and the MSU fella in the finals, and was awarded the OW. The first, and this second that we received was Lance Palmer. Congratulations to Lance and Coach Ryan for that award. And it all took place in a rather insignificant town called Ann Arbor. After my career of wrestling, I was hired by McMurray College by the athletic director, who was a Buckeye, and who is in 2 basketball halls of fame. The letter of recommendation to my next job to Central Connecticut State University was written by my doctoral advisor to the chair of the selection committee, who is a classmate of his. And my final job at the University of Connecticut, the dean who hired me as department head took his PhD at Ohio State. So it's obvious this university did not have much to do with my career. What is particularly pleasing to me is that this award, this honor, is being witnessed in full bloom before our entire family. And at this time, I'd like the 4 tables of my family please to stand. 49 years, Judy Callahan Camaione, from the class of '61, who, by the way, took only a little over 3 years to graduate. So you see, I married well. She had never seen a wrestling match until my senior year, the year in which we met. And my profound love to my 3 beautiful and extraordinarily talented daughters, and their wonderful husbands, who also married well. One an All-American football player, the second an OSU undergrad and dental school grad, and the third a Presbyterian pastor. And to our treasured grandchildren, 1 girl, our princess, and 6 boys, first 4 of all of whom watch compete in a great sport of wrestling and other sports as well. But what makes this award, this honor, more meaningful, and it gives me an opportunity to walk into the Hall of Fame room with our children, or especially our grandchildren, and have it clearly demonstrate, by example, that the pursuit of excellence requires dedication, hard work, and the support of so many for one's dreams to come true. I have been blessed to have received much in my career, 42 years in higher education, but being honored by this great university, high school, was a finishing touch on the thankful heart of an old student athlete. This award, I believe, personifies the meaning of I am third. So, oh my God, my family, and me, absolutely in that order. I have only one more thing to say. Are you ready? Oh!